Now, what's it like to get the job in the first place? You're now a series regular, but at some point you had to audition to get the job, and that show had been up and running for a while. So you're basically walking into, this thing's already moving. It's on rails, and you got to fit into it, right?
Yes.
So what's that like? What's it like to sort of, you know what the show is? We don't have to talk about this particular show. We don't have to talk about Mad Men. Just generally speaking, okay?
Right.
There's a show that's up and running. You've been on a whole bunch of them. There's a show that's up and running, and here you are. You're a manager. Your agent calls you up. You got an audition for this role, and you go in, and maybe you're there for a day, maybe you're there for 2 days, maybe you're there for 2 years, right? But you still got to jump into that double dutch, right?
Yeah.
So what's that like?
That's intimidating, and that can be. I'm glad that it happened for me after I had had some experience, and I'd worked fairly significantly.
Yeah.
Because everything that I had done prepared me for that. Yeah. So it wasn't as daunting as it could have been.
So talk to me a little bit of, what's the okay, so you get the call. What's the audition process like? And I want to take the context of Mad Men away from the question, okay? I'm speaking generally.
Generally.
Right?
Okay.
You get the call to go to the audition. You go to the audition. You base your work on whatever you base, and then you got to go to the thing. You got to go to.
So picking it up after the audition,
the
audition.
Yeah. What's that like?
The audition is.
What are your best practices? What advice do you have for people?
Be as prepared as you possibly can.
What does that mean?
Going back to our initial discussion about having made choices. Go in with a point of view about what it is that you're doing, about what your character is doing, but don't get caught up in this thing about character. I keep saying character, but just make choices about what it is that the person that you're portraying is doing, who that person is you. Make strong choices. Even if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. They're going to be. You might change their mind, and I've done that plenty of times, where I've had people say to me, "We never thought to do it like that. That's kind of fucking awesome." And I've stolen the job from somebody who was really perfect for it. So be prepared means make choices, stick to those choices, be prepared. I don't advocate having to be off book. I'm not someone who picks up lines really easily. I like as much time with as I possibly can, but if I can, that's great. And take a few deep breaths and be as calm as you can, and know that those people in that room, they're rooting for you. They want you. They're looking. They don't want to have to read the 200-300 other actors that are coming in after you. They want to hire you. So know that they're on your side, and just be as personable and be yourself. Just really, just be yourself. In terms of, if we're talking about the audition process and walking in. If you've already read for the casting director, now she's brought you back to meet the producers. I'm assuming that that's what that is. They could be anywhere from 2 to 3 people to 10 people in the room, and you have to go around and shake people's hands and all that. Most people they're like me, they're germaphobes. They don't want to shake your hand. Just walk in and say hello. Right. Have a seat if you feel that that's required for the scene that you're about to do, or stand, whatever. It's common sense. Don't complicate it. Don't convolute it. Just stand there and deliver your lines and do the best job that you can, and be yourself. Just be yourself. And when you're done, say thank you and walk out. That's the audition process in a nutshell for me.
And then forget about it.
And try your best to forget about it, because the likelihood of it happening might not be that great. But I'm not saying that to be discouraging, and I'm not Mr. Negative. You want to keep a positive attitude, and you want to you want to believe that this is going to happen, but you sort of have to detach yourself from it at a certain point. You have to just kind of let it go.
All right, so you got the gig, and then what? You show up to the set, and there you are. You're the ambulance driver that's the lawyer, the cop, or the whatever that's there for that one episode.
Right.
And everybody else is just another day at the office.
That's right. You show up and you just a lot of it is really about following direction and listening to what it is the director's going to say to you and what they want you to do, and doing that. And so much of acting in film and television, especially television, is really technical. It's about making it easy for these guys to be able to shoot you and not have it take a whole shitload of time. Hitting your mark, staying in your light, your key light, maybe not casting a shadow on the girl or the guy or the person you're acting with, and being able to do that and deliver your line in a way that's natural and authentic. And you can only do that if you're out of your head and you're not thinking too much about all the work that you did. Because if you're going to start thinking about all the work that you did, you're going to go into your head, you're going to get self-conscious, and when they start throwing all this shit at you, like put your foot here and then put your hand here and then pull the gurney out, and then say the line, and you have physical activity, it can throw you. It used to throw me a lot, and you got to let go of. You have to just trust. So much of it is about trust. It's about trusting that you did the work. It's done. Move on. You're in the scene now, so do the scene.
I'm thinking of a this incredibly gifted acting teacher that I've worked with, and I continue actually to work with her. Her name is Julie Areola, and we were having a conversation related to this, and she says, look, in a sense, it's like being a professional diver. You know how much, high diver, how much those people train? They're jumping up and down. They do it all the time. That's all they're doing every day of the week, 7 days, right? But when they get to the competition, when they jump off the diving board, they don't take it with them.
That's true.
Meaning the diving board, right?
Yeah,
they don't take the diving board. I don't know. That's stuck in my mind. That's why I was kind of giggling as you're talking about leaving that all behind. I'm thinking about taking the diving board.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
No, you don't take the diving board, and don't take the lessons either. Don't take all the work. You have to trust that you have it. You have to trust that you know it. So much of, for me anyway, so much of this craft, art, whatever it is you want to call it that we do, is, for me personally, it's about trust. A lot of it is about trust. It's about trusting yourself first and foremost, and then trusting the person that you're working with. And you may not know that person, but you got to trust them. And you just have to trust that you know that the work that you did is good, and that you'll perform in a way that will work for you.